Welcome to another exciting edition of Alan Plays. This is a special edition of Alan Plays because I have someone with me that had a really interesting situation happen with a rather large developer, and that person is Posh Penguino, aka Harry, as it would be his real name. Hi, Harry. How are you?
Hi, Alan. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Yeah, much like everyone else in the world, I came across the delay, of course, the news of the delay,
Yeah.
and then I started seeing you pop up.
Even CD Projekt understands that, yeah, no, people have all the right to be pissed at this point, especially if there are folks like Penguino here.
Let's pour one out for Posh Penguino on Twitter, who tweeted at CD Projekt Red
literally yesterday, promised to the masses.
Yesterday. Quote, at Cyberpunk game, hi, before I book the 19th off work tomorrow, can I have full confirmation the game is going to come out that day? No take backsies. To which the Cyberpunk Twitter account responded, full confirmation. Yeah, no.
Hopefully it's not too late for Penguino here, and he manages to book a day off on December 10th.
Prominent channels, and they were pulling up your tweet. But before we get into all that, before we dive into this, obviously a fan of Cyberpunk 2077. Yes. Can you talk a little bit about your hype for this game, like leading up?
Well, I've always loved the aesthetic. So like the cyberwave, synthwave, vaporwave aesthetic. I've always loved it. Mm-hmm. And like the 80s look. I drive a Pontiac Fiero GT, so that's like my cool 80s obsession. Yeah. So back in 2013, when the teaser trailer dropped in January, I was at my ex-girlfriend's house, saw it, and I was just hyped. And then it's just been years and years of seeing more information leak out and be released. And I've it's been a bit strange because I've been following all of the development, but at the same time, I've been avoiding so much of it. So I know they've been releasing like cars on their Twitter page and everything, and I've been avoiding that because I want to go into it with like basically the most basic knowledge, and I want to get absolutely engrossed in the world.
Yeah.
So so I've been really excited this game for ages, and then I was joking with my fiance the other night about booking the day off work.
Yeah.
So I could sit down and play it. She's excited for it as well, so we're both going to get it and play it together.
Well, before you go into that part of it, let me ask you, what system are you playing this on? Is this on console, PC?
I'm currently on a PS4 while I'm slowly upgrading my PC.
Okay, I hear you. And so you're talking about your hype leading up to this game. You're talking about how like you and your fiance are planning on both picking up the game so you can, I'm sure, play along and like, what did you do in this situation? What'd you do? So the hype is building, right?
Yeah.
When you went to do that post that tweet, like you picked up your phone or you're on your computer one way or the other and you're getting ready to compose that infamous message. There was some doubt there. You could see in your message, some hesitation on whether or not this was going to come out. Now, if you're watching this and you're a fan of the game, you already know there's been a lot of delays, but can you talk a little bit about your reasoning, the way you worded it?
Yeah, it was just mainly a joke because it was I've been hyped for it, and every time it's been delayed, it's been a disappointment. I'm not going to lie about that.
Yeah.
But it's just with the whole hashtag bunt before, it's just been a case of every time I've been really excited and we've gone really close, I've seen that dreaded yellow box.
Yeah.
And it's it was mainly just a joke, just I've been burnt again, acting like, I'm like someone going back to like an ex that's cheated on them. It's like, you've done it before, but it will be different this time.
I hear you. Yeah. Well, let's take a look at that tweet.
Yes.
So here we have, this is here's the message you sent to Cyberpunk game. So it's, hi, before I book the 19th off for work tomorrow, can I have a full confirmation the game is going to come out that day? No take backsies, which I love that. No take backsies. Yeah. I guarantee you no take backsies is going to become a thing going forward.
Yeah, it's my sister who lives on the other side of the world. When this was all blown up, she just sent me a WhatsApp that said they took backsies.
Yeah, they took backsies. Yeah. You're not supposed to take backsies.
I know, it's like it's a sacred bond.
It's sacred. I saw another one of your tweets too. Is nothing sacred? That was perfect.
No, nothing is.
Well, they say immediately, this is kind of sad now, but full confirmation. And of course, we see your excitement there.
A little reaction gift, yes.
Yeah, which is awesome. And so with that being said, I think it's cool because when you're tweeting at such a large company, you know, something that has so much hype behind it.
Yeah.
And me and you, we're just a couple of guys out here living life. We're not, you know, famous people or anything. We're just doing what we're doing. But then you actually get the attention. It's almost like you've got the person surrounded by journalists, as it were. You pose the question and they picked you, you know, so you're sort of in that spotlight.
It's really strange because usually it's like I send a tweet to like a YouTuber like Jimmy Broadbent where we're watching like the Formula One, and then he'll like react to what I sent and it'd be like, hey, I made him laugh. So when you send a tweet to like 90% of my tweets are me complaining to train companies about the state of trains in the UK. So 90% of my replies are companies going, very sorry, let's do this. Have you been to this website? So to have like the social media guy actually just respond to me, it's like, oh, that's cool. And that's generally all I thought about. I shared it with my fiance, had a laugh, and then went on with my day.
Especially when that message is just how everyone's feeling. You know, we're all with you on that message. Like the whole community is behind you. Like, don't do this to us. We're going to take time off. We're going to set time aside. And I'm right there with you. I was getting ready to do the same thing, even thinking of sending a similar message, you know, but yours summed it up. It was perfect. And they responded to it in a way that we all wanted to hear. So it's like, you got the answer for us. Talk about a little bit about like, you know, that feeling when you got that response from there. Like, not only did it get responded to, but it exploded. It got a lot of attention.
Yeah, it was the minute I got like the full confirmation. It was actually pretty late over here. It was about 10 o'clock GMT when I finally got the in the evening when I got the reply that said full confirmation. So it's like, that's awesome shit. And my fiance is like, yes, it's coming out. It's so close because I'm currently in that awkward in between game phase where it's like with Cyberpunk coming out, I didn't really want to invest myself in something else because Cyberpunk will come out and I have to drop it. So I've been sort of just biding my time, getting even more excited. So that full confirmation, it was like, yes. And I went to bed a very happy Harry. And
that's awesome. Well, here's the $1 million question that everybody wants to know. Like, now we know that first off, let's take it like this. They respond and say full confirmation. Then we all get the news and they in a kind of a bit of to use an English term in a cheeky kind of way, right?
Yeah.
They say, well, kind of alluding to
they just said the well, and I just sent the Bert gif because it's all I could think of at the time because I didn't actually hear about the cancellation until my phone started going mental. And I clicked on it and it was a bunch of Twitter notifications. And like I've said in a couple of replies, the only tweets I ever get are from my mum sending me like, oh, look, here's some coupons.
Yeah.
So to have like suddenly like every time I refreshed, it was just a new 5 pages of notifications. I just laughed. I didn't even know it was canceled until about 5 minutes after I got it all. I had no idea what was going on.
Well, how do you feel about that? Like when you got that bad news, it's coming in waves on your phone, right? Like, I know for me, I was sitting on the couch with my girlfriend. We're just hanging out, and I see one of the, I'm using PS4 to go through YouTube, and I see the thumbnail on IGN that it's delayed, and I'm like, please make this be a joke, this has got to be a joke. And I was immediately started thinking of people like, who took off of work for this? Because I was getting ready to do the same thing, Yeah. So how did you feel when you got that news about the cancel or the delay?
It was, to be honest, the disappointment of the delay was completely wiped over by the absolute enjoyment of my 15 seconds of viral fame. Well, I always thought if I was going to go viral, it'll be like for a Florida man situation, not for something that was just a bit of fun, really. Like the delay's not fun, obviously, but like with my tweet, the confirmation, the situation as a whole was just too hilarious to be disappointed. Because I was when I eventually got DMing with the Cyberpunk social account, I was just saying to the guy, like, you must feel awful because the abuse people send them, and then they take my tweet and they go, oh, but you said full confirmation. It's like, guys, it's just a laugh. It's hilarious. It's an awkward situation. That's
interesting. I'm sure you can't share like all the details, but the gist, like, what was that conversation like with the social media guy? What was his sentiment?
Well, basically, I don't know what
Mhm.
they're going to be sending me some stuff as a sort
Oh,
of
cool. That's awesome.
as a movement. Yes, it's awesome, and like I said, I'm
Yeah.
going to be donating the value of it to the Marcus Rashford Food Bank campaign.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
awesome.
a case of like if I get a copy of the game for free, I was going to
Yeah.
spend that £54 anyway, so I might as well give
Mhm.
it to charity.
That's really cool.
So yeah, it was sort of just I had a couple laughs with them, and then I said, I don't know, like I've had this amount of notifications for about 3 hours at that point.
Mhm.
How do you guys do this daily? And it's like
Yeah.
this is why we have a team of
Yeah.
people to do it. Like and like my respect and admiration for social media managers everywhere has just
Yeah.
skyrocketed because I after an hour I was done. Like,
Yeah.
so it just took my information, my address. I don't really know what I'm getting.
Mhm.
I don't know when it will arrive, but when it will, I'll make a unboxing video of
Oh,
it all.
cool. Where would we
Yeah,
be able to see that? Where would you post that?
it would be on my. I will live stream it on my Twitch, Penguino_7, and then the video of that will be up on my YouTube, which is Penguino.
Awesome.
Uh,
Spelled just
yeah.
like this here under your.
yeah, spelled like it, just right there.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Well-
it's a case. Sorry. Yeah.
No, no worries. Here's the $1 million question. I think we all want to know. Did you take the day off?
I did book it off, and then it had all been confirmed. And with where I work, I'm a software developer currently working from home,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's not as drastic as some people were making it sound. Like
I
I'm
see.
not. I understand, like some of the guys who are working retail. Like I only graduated from university earlier this year, so after working in fast food joints, I understand the pain of getting a day off is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't that bad of a situation. I sent an email, and then about an hour later, the cancellation came through, and it started blowing up. So I just sent a video. The video I posted to my Twitter of me going like, "What the is going on?" I sent that to my boss and said, "Yeah, so change your plans. I don't need that day off anymore." And my boss, he's a gamer as well.
Oh.
So he just found it hilarious, and the day's been wiped off, and I've got the 10th and the 11th of December off as a floating date. So God forbid,
Smart.
and touch on wood or wherever any is, anything happens again, it will just shift. So it's just a shifting holiday I've got now, and it's a laugh of the office today. And my nickname on the Slack channels is now the Viral Boy.
Viral Boy. That's awesome. You gotta love it. Well, so now that this has already happened, it's in the books. It's Twitter history.
Yeah.
Where do you stand with this delay? Like, how do you feel about it? Do you think it's a good thing that they're taking the time to do what they got to do, or do you feel like they should have? Do you see suggestions flying out there? Some of them, which are good ideas, like a staggered release or delaying on the consoles that they're having a tough time with, releasing on others. What do you think?
Well, I completely understand the situation they're in, especially as more information came out earlier today about it, how it's an issue with the current gen consoles. And it's a unique situation because I've seen some people comparing it to like when GTA 5 released, and you can't. Cyberpunk's in a different situation because like GTA 5, there was a couple year gap between the consoles releasing. We're getting next gen consoles in a month.
Right.
So it's a case of they can't release a significantly inferior product and then basically have an enhanced edition for another console, especially with the way PS5 and PS4 are going to work together in a unique way. So it's annoying, it's frustrating, and I understand people's frustrations because it's been years and delay after delay. But I would much rather on the 10th of December get a product that when I put it in my normal PS4, not a PS4 Pro, works to a satisfactory level. Like I understand it's not going to be as amazing as if I got it on PC. It's not going to be as amazing as PS4 Pro or PS5. But if they're taking the time to make sure my experience is going to at least be comparable to the others, then I'm all for it, because there's nothing worse than getting a game and then it runs like crap and you see everyone else having so much fun with it running well. So it's frustrating, but as long as when it releases, it's not a buggy mess, I'm happy.
I hear you. I'm a little bit in the same boat. I'm frustrated in the sense that I feel like there's obviously something going on there where somebody's, not. It's difficult because we don't know, like, everything that's going on, but somebody's not communicating well enough, because like you said, there's the viral, or the not the viral, the social media team, right?
Yeah.
Are unaware of decisions that are just kind of coming at them out of nowhere. They're already responding to people like this is going to happen. So that's frustrating for people, and it's confusing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and this is something that as I'm reading around on Twitter at different messages, you'll see one side of it. It's very polarizing. You'll see one side of it that's like, I'd rather the game be perfect. I feel for the devs. I understand. They talk about crunch. They're like, let's be sensitive to that fact. And then you've got the other side that's like, well, I paid for something, and you're telling me I'm going to get it on this date.
Yeah.
It's uncool. I'm right in the middle where I get it, but I also sort of look at it like, and I made this analogy to somebody like I was using gas, but that's probably not the best. When you pay for gas, you want it in your tank, when they say, I don't know if that's the best one, but it could be any product you purchase. You want it to be there when they say,
you don't want to order a pizza and then get told the pizza's coming in 2 days.
Right.
But it's,
And then in 2 days, they're like, actually, it's going to be 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And
and it's like we said, like the crunch situation, it's not the greatest working conditions. They've come under a lot of criticism for it. So my only real hope is that this delay is also caused by better treatment of the developers and a more flexible crunch, because crunch happens in the gaming world, in the software world, when you have a strict deadline, because that's where gaming is rather unique. Like the deadline is the deadline.
Right.
And it's not just, it has to be ready by December 10th. It has to be ready 3 weeks before. Every copy has to be shipped to a store, because you don't want your day one patch to be 50 gigabytes.
Right. Yeah. It's true.
So it's I'm like we said, I'm in the middle of, I want them to take the time, but a lot of people have paid a significant amount of money, especially if you've paid for the collector's edition.
Right. Yeah.
That's a load of money for something you are obviously incredibly passionate about.
Right.
And to have it delayed, it's
obviously definitely not death threat worthy, which some of them are getting death threats.
No.
And now I'm sort of in the mindset. Now you got to take them all seriously, of course, because you never know. There's crazy people out there, but I think it's mostly kids who don't understand the severity of what they're saying when they say something like that. They don't realize how illegal that is, or how immoral and unethical. It's just not appropriate. So definitely not worth the death threats. I do understand the flip side of the coin, where it comes to just the level of anger without the threats, where it's like, it's not cool it's inappropriate to hurl death threats at people in full stop. You just can't do that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's inappropriate to mess with people's money, and people's time. And like yourself, you took the day off. I've seen tweets from people who are police officers who have requested time off.
Yeah.
And then that's where the infighting starts. I've seen people attack those people, saying, well, if you took time off for something as stupid as a video game, and it's like, well, hold on now. Now we're making fun of people's hobbies.
Yeah, I got in an argument like that. It was, some guy posted, oh, well, you guys are all lame for taking time off to play video games. It's like, well, no, I was going to take the time off, the day off. I was going to put it, my fiance and I both have our own PS4, so we're both going to play our own copies and spend the day basically just chilling with each other, having a laugh at what we're doing. And it's almost the same as taking a day off work to go to an amusement park. It's an event.
Yeah.
And really it's a big event, and I want to spend it with my fiance, because she doesn't want to. She's lovely enough, and the reason why I'm marrying her is that she wouldn't sit there playing the game while I'm right next to her working from home, because she knows I'd spend the entirety of the day watching her screen.
Yeah, just staring at that screen. Yeah.
So it's a case, I don't want her to have to wait till 5:30 when I clock off for then both be able to play. It's been sitting downloaded since 3 a.m. Yeah. So it's just, I don't like I don't like this trend on the internet that's been around forever of attacking people for their hobbies.
Right.
Hobbies are hobbies, and what makes the internet so wonderful is that there's a community everywhere. I'm really into my sim racing, and I've got a Discord where we've got 50 guys, and we're all super passionate about it, and it's awesome, because without the internet I wouldn't have had that.
Yeah.
So it's just seeing people attack people for hobbies. I just feel sad for those people, because I just want them to find something they're passionate about so they can channel this to something else.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. it's like if you want to take a day off and stare at a wall the whole day, that's your prerogative.
for it.
You can do whatever you want, so. And if I'm with you, I was going to take time off of work to specifically play this through for like 4 days straight,
Yeah.
And I was a little hesitant, just like yourself. You're like, you sure you're going to do this? Because I'm going to take these time. I was kind of in the same boat, and I know so many people already took those time. But that's why we say I think this is a teachable moment, right? For companies and for consumers. It's like we all have to make sure we're being as forthcoming as we possibly can. It's weird because I know they have to appease shareholders who have already paid into this. They want to know, when are you going to get my money back, for their investment. At the same time, you can't keep telling them, oh, you're going to get it back this date, or you're going to get it back this date. So it's important to look at that. And that's where I think somewhere in there, CD Projekt Red has to internally look at what they're doing and be like, let's make sure we don't do this again, in the next 10 years, in all companies, really, because this never bodes well for anyone who delays, But
this is like a unique situation because it might have happened before, but this is the first time we really have been involved in a hype train, and it's been delayed like this. And the confirmation tweet was just bad timing and hilarious. Like less than 24 hours later, like what's the chances?
Yeah.
And if it was a decision that had been brewing for like a week or so, they should have passed a memo down to social media to say, don't flat out say it's not coming out, but don't engage actively.
Yeah.
So it's a case of if the decision happened the next day, they turned around in the office and said, we need to delay, announce it. Then like the guy said in the release he did earlier today, going into more details, they're planning on doing management organizational changes to ensure this doesn't happen again, because there's a massive communication breakdown. And if they're making decisions, like if they decided yesterday we need to delay, then that's so badly organized. It's insane.
Yeah, that's true. Like you said it best right there. Like, and it's good to hear that there's going to be some level of change made within, so that they can, I don't know, just going forward, make better decisions. And this has happened with other releases I've seen, but throughout time, and it's never been good, but of course this one's, the hype for this game is so, and I think it was, who was it? Cindy Goodman on IGN said something like, these delays make you think this game's going to be absolutely perfect when it's released. That's what it kind of makes a lot of people think. And the hype goes up and up and up, like that. It becomes like this almost unattainable level, like a bar that it's going to be really difficult every time you delay this, so it's like, I know they probably know that internally. I'm sure the developers are like, dude, what are we doing here, but it's difficult for everybody. But like, it's something that we can learn from. Hopefully they'll make some adjustments. And anybody who's watching this, first off, thank you for taking the time to talk with me here.
Thank you for having me. This is my first time doing something like this. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's a good time, right? Chatting on the internet. And maybe we made a friend out of this, like me and you will be a couple of buddies here and play some. I'm on PS4 as well, so we should connect there. But yeah, anybody who's watching this, thanks for watching. And if you're sending death threats, go delete it. Don't do that. If you've already done it, okay, delete it. You know what I mean? And don't send any more like that. Everybody be nice to each other. It's very frustrating, but no one needs to get screamed at right now. We're all going through enough stuff with the pandemic. So, but yeah, thanks for joining. Is there anything you'd like to promote as far as your channels go one more time before we head out?
Yes. So on Twitch, I am Penguino_7. I mainly stream sim racing, but I'm going to look to branch out because I've grown incredibly on there over the last 24 hours. On YouTube, I'm Penguino, and my fiance's Twitch is Hoipedo. And then my Twitter is the handle there. If you follow me on there, you'll get the information about everything I do. And Alan, thanks for having me on. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Look, awesome. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.